Welcome back to the Artie Lange Show on a busy Tuesday. That's what the Mad Dog used to say. A busy Tuesday. That made guys working construction feel good. He was a busy Tuesday. He had 3 interviews to do with Reggie Jackson and like a cheerleader. On the phone now, a busy guy these days, Yahoo Sports columnist Jeff Passan. What's up?
Gentlemen, how are you?
Hey, thanks for joining us. We're going to talk some baseball with you, man. How about Ellsbury? Give me your thoughts on this.
I mean, $169 million possible for, a guy who's had trouble staying healthy. And
Is that where it sits, 169?
153 guaranteed. If they exercise the 8-year option, it is 169, which would be the 9th largest contract in American sports history.
Wow.
Not just baseball. Baseball's got the top 8.
And
the 9th biggest.
Wow, 169 million also makes it eligible for a Beavis and Butthead episode. Now, let me listen. Isn't it astonishing? Why any American man who has a son, and maybe there's a history in his family of the men growing big, in good shape, athletic, why would he not, at the age of 6 months, glue a ball to his hand and just make him start throwing, hitting, doing whatever? The money that gets thrown around, especially in baseball, is still insane. I mean, when you think about not that long ago, like 40 years ago, these guys had winter jobs, some of them. $169 million. That's you're in the top 3% of the country in wealth. It's astonishing, and the Yankees really have it to throw around. And until they figure out a better system, as a Yankee fan, I'm all for it. They were going to have to do something drastic. No one's really worth that kind of money. But do you think, in the relative scheme of things, is it a good move on the Yankees' part?
Well, to address your first point, I have 2 sons, and I think when it comes down to the choice between letting them scramble their brains and be depressed and end up not knowing what their names are by the time they're 50 years old, or get paid $150 million, I'm probably going to go with the $150 million.
So you're saying don't send them to college where they can get confused, or you're talking about football? So you're saying football? You're weighing out football and baseball, obviously, right? Yeah. I mean, that's a no-brainer. Yeah.
Of course it is, and it's amazing that baseball actually hasn't tried to prey on that a little more.
I think they should. You're right.
Absolutely, they should. Considering that everybody finds baseball to be boring, well, I'd rather be a little bit bored and know who I am than have my brain look like one of those "your brain is on drugs" commercial, which is what football does. But to get to your point about Ellsbury, I think it's a little bit of an overpay. But A, the Yankees, if anyone, can afford to overpay, and B, they need to do something because last year's team sucked something awful. And
Yankee language it did. I mean,
What do you think about the Brian McCann? Bring it Brian McCann in too. 5 years, $85 million for.
Some more money we're throwing around. Another $85 million on the side.
Yeah, I actually had this number a little bit earlier. This offseason, Major League Baseball teams have spent $524 million on free agents, and the Yankees have accounted for $238 million of that between McCann and Ellsbury alone. And look, if they sign Robinson Cano to a $180 million deal, and then they go out and get Masahiro Tanaka, the pitcher from Japan, or who knows, somebody else, a frontline pitcher who's a free agent. If they do both of those things, the Yankees could conceivably spend $500 million this offseason.
Jeez.
Well, listen, 4-syllable guys like Masahiro in their name, 4-syllable, you need for the bleacher creature. Masahiro. Cano. That brings me to another interesting point. Let's segue, since you mentioned it. What's he worth? And listen, do you see a trend going on with Jay-Z being his manager? Do you see like Puig going in with Lil Wayne next year?
Jay-Z actually was trying to recruit Puig didn't work.
Really? Well, yeah. Can you see Lil Bow Wow going in with Puig with a bowl of grunk or crunk?
Is that really what your rap knowledge consists of, Artie? You're busting out a little Bow Wow on us?
Well, it's called being a comedian. I don't want to hit it right on the head. I mean, come on.
You don't want to do anyone who's relevant who might actually want to kill you.
It's good, right? It's good. Lil Bow Wow, I could take in a fight. That's I'm not worried about any retaliation gang-wise if I mess with Lil Bow Wow.
I think you'd go after Drake because he's Canadian. That would just be easy.
See, the fact that you know Drake is Canadian makes me hate you more.
Yeah.
Doesn't everyone know Drake is Canadian? And shouldn't you hate him for being Canadian? Like, isn't that the way it works?
No, I liked everything about you until just now.
All right, well, I take it back.
I'm kidding.
Drake is not Canadian. Drake is American.
I'm kidding. As an American 46-year-old male with taxes to pay, of course, I should know Drake is Canadian.
Hey, what about the
I don't care where he's
Canoes?
from. I still got to do a gig in St. Louis coming up in a couple of weeks.
What about the Cano rumors that he's going to Seattle?
Well, I think I think it's legitimate. I think the Yankees. I know the Yankees believe that Seattle is the greatest competitor, and I know that Seattle's got a ton of money, and I know that Seattle wants to make a splash, and it may not just end with Robinson Cano. You know, they could be in the trade market. They could be doing lots of different things. The big question is, does Robinson Cano really want to go to Seattle? I mean, there really is nowhere better to get lost in Major League Baseball than going to see. No, I'm serious.
In general, except grunge music, it's not popular anymore anyway.
You talk with guys, the Pacific Northwest is beautiful. I love Seattle, but you talk with guys who have played with the Mariners and they feel like they're in a different country. And
right.
I mean, the travel there is really long and really brutal, much longer than any other team. And just the cachet there. You could be big in Japan because the Mariners ownership group is Nintendo, but is that really what Robinson Cano wants? And moreover, is that what Jay-Z wants for his first client? He's the guy who took Robinson Cano from New York City and put him in Seattle?
Well, listen, I think the guy's got bigger problems. He's got 99 problems, and Cano ain't one. So that's what he's saying. How's that for rap knowledge, biatch? Don't make me come back at you. No, I agree with you. Seattle's kind of a non-eventful thing, especially Cano. He's got a ring with the Yanks. It's fun to stay in New York still and wear those pinstripes. And, obviously Jay-Z's a New York guy. Something he says in Empire State of Mind is, I make the Yankee hat more famous than the Yankees can. An insanely ridiculous remark to make, but whatever. I don't know. I'd like to see him stay here, but what is it? How realistic is it, put it this way, that he's not a Yankee next year?
I still think it's probably 60-40 that he comes back.
Right.
He's not going to get the deal that he wants, though. I think the one bit of leverage that's going in his favor is he can now go into the Yankees and say, you really think I'm $7 million better than Jacoby Ellsbury?
Yeah.
Like,
You're right. See, that's such a great point. Jeff, you got to make these contracts and put them into relative terms. Like if he gets that much, then this guy's worth. Unfortunately, we're out of time. But I'm going to do one quick thing. Pretend you're the average baseball fan in this country, and we're going to do a little word association. You give me the first thing that pops in your mind. I'm going to give you a word. Ready? A-Rod.
Liar.
What percentage of people do you think would say something positive about him?
Is there such a thing as a negative percentage?
I agree. It's weird. The Yankees are a circus. Well, listen, Jeff, we're going to talk to you when we got a little more time. I got a tight show, but I appreciate the sense of humor and coming on, and I will try to brush up on Drake for our next appearance.
I look forward to hearing you rap a couple more bars.
Right.
Thank you.
Thanks, buddy. The always great Jeff Passan. And we come back. We got a great actor from Bonnie and Clyde, the miniseries, Lane Garrison. After this.
The Artie Lange Show, weeknights on Audience, only on DirecTV.